Which players will win the big NFL awards? Jack and I tell you right about now.
Let's do it.
And we start with the most valuable of all the awards, the MVP. I have Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Jack, you have Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. So I'll ask you to defend Stafford because we've seen Mahomes win the MVP twice.
That we have.
Tell me why Matthew Stafford will win the MVP.
Well, I think this is just me piggybacking off of my predictions that the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. I feel like Stafford is basically going to be the key reason why. But I also sort of approach this with the very, I guess, I don't know what word to use for it. The mindset that a lot of people sometimes approach this award with the player that is most valuable to their team.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, if the Rams were without Matthew Stafford, I don't think they would be. I don't want to say they'd be out of the Super Bowl conversation, but they'd be out of like the 1 seed conversation. They'd be out of like the divisional conversation. So Stafford just elevates a lot of guys on this offense to another level. So yeah, give me 9.
Sure. Okay. And, I think Mahomes goes without saying. We've seen him win it in 2018. We saw him win it in 2022. And I know yesterday's game in Brazil didn't go particularly well for the Chiefs, but Mahomes looked okay. He did miss a couple deep balls, but you'll have Rashid Rice back in a couple weeks. Travis Kelce actually looked okay. He had a nice 37-yard touchdown. Xavier Worthy missed all but 3 snaps, I think. So he should be back soon. And with the weapons back, you have one of the better offensive lines in football. I think Mahomes will climb back on top of the mountain there, and the Chiefs will be in the 1 or the 2 seed with Buffalo and with Baltimore. He'll be in consideration there. And I think you win 13 or 14 games, you're right in the thick of the MVP conversation.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any doubting that Patrick Mahomes can do it again.
Mm-hmm. And we had to the offensive player of the year. We both have a man in purple.
We do.
I have Justin Jefferson, receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. You have Derrick Henry, running back for the Baltimore Ravens. I'll go first here. I think Jefferson is either wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2. You can pick your flavor with him and Chase. But with J.J. McCarthy at the helm, I think Jefferson is actually going to have an uptick in production. Keep in mind, there will be no Jordan Addison weeks 1, 2, or 3. You are integrating Adam Thielen back into the mix, but JJ as the clear wide receiver 1 in that offense, he is as consistent as it gets when it comes to the receiver position. He is always open, and he will be open underneath a lot. So JJ feeds him the football, some yak opportunities. He has the best hands in the NFL. He has an incredible ability to make these spectacular catches, contested catches. And I think having a rookie quarterback will serve him well in this regard, that he's still going to get peppered with targets, maybe even a larger share than he had with Darnold last season or Kirk Cousins in years before. I think Jettas goes bananas and he gets 2nd Offensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, I think it's a realistic possibility. I just need to see it from J.J. McCarthy. And I think he can do it, but it's just kind of one of those things where he has to now prove that he can do it at the highest level. Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry is probably one of my favorite running backs to watch in football. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he stiff arms people's souls out of their body, and I expect another massively productive year from him, especially considering what we saw from Baltimore last year. I think he's only going to build on top of that. I think the Ravens are a very hungry team this year, so I think Derrick Henry is going to have another one of those years where it's going to be really fun to see what he can do, especially, it felt like you could have put him in the Offensive Player of the Year conversation for last year as well, but I think they gave it to Saquon. I'm pretty sure it was
Saquon won it, despite Chase getting the Triple Crown, by the way.
Yeah, that was also a thing. But I just expect really big things from Derrick Henry this year.
This would be Henry's 2nd. He won it back in 2020 with Tennessee. He finished 4th last year behind his quarterback, 2nd. Lamar finished 2nd. Chase finished 3rd. And, of course, Saquon won the whole darn thing. Defensive Player of the Year, it's the same picture.
We're seeing double.
Yeah.
You could have just put like a wide Jared Verse picture in there and it would have looked great.
Whoa. That would be pretty funny.
His face stretched out.
Yeah. If we have that happen again, I'll do that. But yeah, Jared Verse, to me, he's a spectacular player. And this is a matter of him cleaning up his tackling.
Yes.
Last year, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year with a critical flaw of not being able to tackle the quarterback. He had 4.5 sacks. He deserved probably 15, but this is just a case of especially early on in the season, it's like he gets to the quarterback and doesn't finish the tackle. He gets to the quarterback and doesn't finish the tackle. He had 2 sacks in the playoffs, had a big scoop and score touchdown as well. He's a big time player. I think he'll make a lot of big plays for a Rams team. I expect to make the playoffs, and he could lead the league in pressures and have 14, 15 sacks.
And the pressures do very much matter. I mean, when you are a player like Jared Verse, you're constantly getting all up in the quarterback's grill, that's throwing them off their rhythm. So it's like you kind of have to suddenly your plans change from, okay, I'm going through my progression stuff. Oh crap, I got to run from a big guy chasing me down. So it's I think that's why Jared Verse was as good as he was, because obviously we would like him to clean up the tackles, and he got better at that as the year went along, I think. But at the same time, if he was like that from the get-go, he probably would have 15, 20 sacks. And I think this year too, he's just very, very, very hungry to get it done. So I'm looking forward to a big year from Jared Verse.
Yeah, he's a spectacular player, and I think he will be quickly into that top 20, top 10 conversation among all players, let alone edge rushers, let alone like defensive players. He could be the best defensive player in the NFL if Garrett and Chris Jones and Dexter take a step back. But
it is insane how the Rams lost Aaron Donald when he retired, and then they had their first round pick since 2016, and they drafted the guy who might be the next Aaron Donald. So we'll see what happens.
It's hard to compare to Aaron Donald.
It is.
Jared Verse, being a Pro Bowler and Defensive Rookie of the Year, that's not a bad start.
That's true. Aaron Donald also owned him in a workout battle that they had. So
Aaron Donald will own a lot of people in some workouts.
He will.
But
he does train with knives, so
yeah, the go.
That helps.
All right, we move to the Offensive Rookie of the Year. A tight competition here. I have Tetaroa McMillan, wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers, and
I can see it.
Jack, a man after my own heart, Vegas running back Ashton Jeanty. So, Jack, defend your Jeanty pick.
I mean, it's Ashton Jeanty. He's one of the most hyped up prospects coming out of college football into the NFL. I think that the question marks are there surrounding the Raiders and the O-line he's running behind, but I don't really think that that's going to slow him down that much. I think that he's definitely got a lot of skill, and Pete Carroll is a guy that is going to be really excited to get to use it. So he's probably going to get a lot of touches, a lot of runs. I know Raiders fans are pretty high on him too. So.
I mean, I love me some Jeanty as a Boise State fan. My only concern is if a quarterback pops, Cam Ward, I'm looking at you. Maybe Jackson Dart, if he plays like 15 games. Justin Herbert, remember, was now the Chargers starter. Then the Chargers team doctor sabotaged Tyrod Taylor, and Justin Herbert gets to start, I think, 15 of 16 games because he started, I think that was before they added the 17th game. But regardless, I have Tetaroa McMillan. You can call him T-Mac. Don't call him Tet. His mom will be mad at you. But I think
I called him Tet in an older video. Sorry, Tet's mom.
Come on. Respect T-Mac's mom. But bear down, go Cats, first of all. But I think T-Mac will be the number one focal point in the Carolina offense. I could see a 1,300-yard season, 10 touchdowns. He and Bryce Young already seem to have great chemistry. He did have a drop in the preseason game I'm referencing, but he gets open. He makes big catches. He makes plays down the field, and he could be the difference in Carolina winning 5 games and winning 8 or 9 games with his ability to win at the point of attack and be able to, hear me out, catch the football, unlike his teammate Xavier Legette. Great pair of hands and a really strong ability, very similar to Mike Evans and Drake London in his ability to win at the catch point. And this is different. Justin Jefferson wins in separating, right? He wins early in the route. Devontae Adams wins early in the route. McMillan wins late in the route. He's showing the hands right at the last second, snatches the ball away from the defensive back, and he has some shiftiness. He can create some yards after the catch. So give me T-Mac, and I wouldn't mind a Jeanty Offensive Rookie of the Year, to be clear, though.
I wouldn't mind T-Mac either. These are both very capable rookies.
Absolutely. All right, we move to the defensive side of the football. I have the number 3 pick, Abdul Carter, and Jack has the number 2 pick, Travis Hunter. I'll go first here. Carter is the big favorite. He's like plus 250 on your favorite sports book. He might be the best pass rusher in the division already. And this is a division. You used to have Micah Parsons. Of course, he's out of the division. So this makes
Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah.
I'm not a Cowboys fan for the record, but thanks, Jerry.
Yeah. So I don't think Washington doesn't have a guy take over him. The Giants, you can argue Dexter, but I his strength is the run defense and then being able to pass rush at all as a nose tackle. Philly with Sweat out and Milton Williams out. Jalen Carter. Okay, Carter's probably the best pass rusher. Give me Abdul Carter as the best edge rusher in the division already, and he is a stud. There's a reason he was getting Lawrence Taylor comparisons. He did not get Lawrence Taylor's number, to be clear. I know Giants fans gave him a hard time for that one, but I think he's an exceptional player. He's on a defensive line that he will be able to have sack opportunities because you can't double him. You have to double Dexter Lawrence, and that'll open up opportunities for Carter, Burns, Thibodeaux, all rotating through. Darius Alexander out of Toledo. This is going to be a really good defensive line, and I think that starts with Abdul Carter.
Yeah, I actually almost picked Abdul Carter too. I don't know why. I decided to go a bit more bold because the thing about Travis Hunter is that he's playing, as far as we know, both cornerback and receiver. I don't know. I just kind of have a sneaking suspicion like he's going to explode this year. And I feel like having a player that's versatile enough to play both corner and receiver is something that you don't see really nowadays anymore. Like it's like the baseball thing. Like it's like football equivalent to having a two-way player in baseball. You don't see it that often, and when you see one, you got to at least keep an eye on that sort of thing because they tend to do some explosive things in games. So I feel like we could see it with Hunter this year, but I don't deny Abdul Carter is also a very strong contender for this either.
Yeah, I know corners have a hard time winning the award. It can often be an interception award. Although Sauce didn't have too many picks back in 2022, but Marcus Peters, Ravens and Rams legend back in 2015, was among the league leaders in interceptions. So that helps a lot. Marshawn Lattimore won in 2017. And outside of that, it's really a spotty history of defensive backs winning it all. Only 2 safeties have won and none since 1990. So a fun pick. And I think Hunter's a kind of player that interceptions are random. Travis Hunter, I will say, has the best hands of any defensive back in the NFL. There's a reason he plays wide receiver, and he has really good receiver hands as a DB. He's like 100th percentile.
If you can catch the ball and have enough stamina to play on both sides of the ball, I mean, look out.
Like this could be a guy with 5 interceptions, even in like part-time as a defensive back. And these are not going to be like, oh, pick and fall down. These could be returns for touchdowns because he's such an explosive athlete and the receiver skills. So I'm excited to watch Travis. I'm really excited. All right. And our final award, a new award, the Protector of the Year. I have Chiefs center Creed Humphrey. Jack has Philadelphia Eagles left tackle Jordan Mailata. Jack, defend the Aussie.
I think that Mailata is one of the best offensive linemen in football, and the Eagles have the best offensive line in football. And I think Mailata is a really a big standout on that line. He's a reason why a lot of people can't get to the QB. I mean, we saw it on display. He was doing a great job holding off the Cowboys pass rush. And I mean, he does that in things like the Super Bowl. He's just been insanely strong on that O-line. And he's honestly, like, I think in my opinion, he is, of the players that are currently there, the biggest reason why the Eagles have the best line in football right now. So I'm giving it to Mailata. I feel like he leads the charge in that regard.
Fair. And we haven't seen this award before, so we don't know if it'll be skewed towards tackles, guards, centers. We don't know yet. So my suspicion is that it'll skew towards tackles because they get the biggest plays, the biggest headlines, as in Mailata's case, the blindside protector for the Super Bowl champions. But give me, in my opinion, the best offensive lineman in football. That's Creed Humphrey. Just a tremendous run blocker. For my money, he's like a 99th percentile run blocker. He's in that conversation with Trent Williams the last few years and Penei Sewell as being the best run blocker in football. And on the interior, he is a tremendous pass protector. Doesn't allow pressure often at all. Rarely allows sacks or hits. He could go the entire season without allowing a sack, allowing a hit, and 3, 4, 5 pressures the entire season. The statistical case will be very strong for Creed. Part of that is the interior versus the tackle position. The tackles allow more pressures generally. But I think Creed is the best offensive lineman in the NFL, and I think he should be rewarded with Protector of the Year. So if you've made it to the end of the video, drop us your awards ballot. who wins MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, the Rookies of the Year, and of course, Protector of the Year. You can add your Coach of the Year, Assistant Coach of the Year.
Comeback Player of the Year.
Your Comeback Player of the Year, of course. Some extraneous awards that I do think it's a little bit of a fool's errand to predict Comeback Player of the Year. And sometimes it's the who sucked last year and it's good now. Sometimes it's who got injured, or in the Damar Hamlin case, died on the football field and came back and wasn't even good enough to beat Joe Flacco's 5 games, which is inexplicable how that happened. But
yeah, that was a weird one. But yeah, let us know your award predictions down below.
All right.